Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, Bobbycapucci, and this is a morning update. So last night at the end of the segment, we were talking a little bit about Alan Dershowitz and his interview on Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson went pretty hard in the paint. He asked him some tough questions about Bill Clinton. He brought up the intelligence angle. And he asked Alan Dershowitz if him and Epstein weren't such good friends outside of having just a business relationship, then why in the hell would Jeffrey Epstein let Dershowitz use his houses? And of course, Dershowitz came up with some lame-ass excuse like he always does. And what he tries to do is, whenever he gets himself in a bit of a jam, you'll see he tries to steer the conversation back to assaulting Virginia's credibility. And that's his tactic. And if you watch his interviews, that's what he always does. Right now, he's on the warpath, right? Old Mr. I kept my underpants on, crypt keeper looking ass is running around just bleeding at the mouth, talking garbage, straight trash. And he thinks it's a good look for him, and he thinks that it's going to be able to be sustainable, but it's not. The truth is coming out now. The facts are coming out now, and Mr. Dershowitz and his canned denials and his scorched earth policy is going to come back to bite him right in his wrinkly old ass. What we have seen so far when it comes to evidence, circumstantial evidence, well, we know for a fact that Virginia has been absolutely credible, and her story has stayed on point the whole time. Dershowitz likes to bring up all sorts of crazy nonsense that doesn't even matter. When you get down to it and you look at the brass tacks of the situation, what Dershowitz is trying to do is he's trying to divert attention from his actions and from what he is accused of by trying to defame Virginia and destroy her credibility. It's the same tactic that they used in Palm Beach, and it is the same tactic that you see Maxwell's attorneys attempting to use again. It's worked for them so many times. Why would they not employ this strategy? The thing that they weren't counting on, though, was the fact that they have lost control of the narrative. And you see it. You see the narrative slipping through their fingers by the way Dershowitz is acting unhinged, by the way Dershowitz had a mini Joe Exotic of the Windsor family moment last night on the Tucker Carlson interview. He exposed himself last night, folks. He left himself open to a lot of questions, left a lot of holes in his story, and pretty much was BSing right through his teeth. So let's jump into the article from Fox News and see what they have to say about the Alan Dershowitz interview on Tucker Carlson last night. FoxNews.com, headline: Alan Dirty Dershowitz defends himself against sex abuse allegations, condemns accuser as a serial liar. You know, it's always funny when these people call someone else a liar. I mean, really? Dirty Dersh, you're going to assault somebody's credibility? You're going to call somebody a liar? Did you do it from the naked volleyball game at Martha's Vineyard? Oh, wait, that's right. You're not allowed up there anymore. Nobody wants to hang out with you, even in Martha's Vineyard. I'm sure Christian Everdell will still want to hang out with you, though. I mean, I know how all of you Harvard guys are. You're so chummy and all. The author of this article is Victor Garcia. Famed attorney and Harvard Law School professor Alan I kept my underpants on Dirty Dershowitz denied allegations of sexual abuse on Tucker Carlson Tonight on Friday, after his name appeared in newly released documents from a 2015 civil lawsuit against Jeffrey Epstein associate, co-conspirator, fellow child abuser, all-around scumbag, Ghislaine Maxwell. Of course, look, he's going to come out and he's going to come out swinging, and he's going to use all of these platforms that will let him come onto their shows to try and steer the narrative. But what he doesn't realize is nobody's paying attention to him anymore. His narrative means BS to all of us. It means nothing. I brought this case to the FBI. I went to the U.S. Attorney's Office. I went to the district attorney. I wrote an op-ed piece for the Wall Street Journal saying, FBI, please investigate me, Dirty Dershowitz told host Tucker Carlson. And you know what? I really hope the FBI is taking that to heart. I hope they do a true investigation of this man. Bring him in. Put him under oath. Question him. Just like he was anybody else. This dirty-ass, crypt-keeper-looking MF has no right to run around and defame anybody else. Have a little bit of class, you disgusting old coot. I have been asking for an investigation from day one, he added. And notice all the eyes. The narcissism is just over the moon with this man. The hubris is over the moon with this man. And the absolute non-stop whinging is out of control. I wanted all this material unsealed. It's Virginia Roberts, my accuser, who tried to get everything redacted, everything sealed. She deep-sixed tapes and she deep-sixed emails. She deep-sixed a manuscript, all of which prove she never met me in her own words. Oh yeah, I am sure that Virginia Roberts got rid of a whole bunch of evidence there. Alan, I kept my underpants on. Dershowitz. I mean, really? I'm sure that's exactly what occurred. If anything, your best buddy, Uncle Jeffy, got rid of evidence, my friend. Why hasn't the Zorro Ranch been raided? Why were you involved in the non-prosecution agreement? Why are you just a general, all-around, lying scumbag? Roberts has accused Dershowitz of having sex with her while she was underage, which would constitute rape of a child, as well as witnessing Epstein and others sexually abuse girls and women. It's easy for him to run around and act like he never saw Epstein do anything, right? Oh, I never saw Epstein do anything untowards. I never saw him around any young girls. Well, I think, in my opinion, that's bullshit. How could you be around Epstein, be at his houses, see all of that artwork, all of those pictures on the walls, the naked young girls, the dildos in the bathrooms, etc., and not know you are in the house of an absolute and utter wackadoo? He knew. In my opinion, he most certainly knew. He knew exactly what Epstein was, he accepted it, and he welcomed it, because he is a fellow traveler. Let's remember, he's admitted to getting a quote-unquote massage at Epstein's already. I thought you just had a business relationship. So I guess the next time I head over to one of my colleagues' jobs, one of their offices or their apartments or houses, I should expect to get a massage, right? Just because, that's how business relationships work. You lying, dirty, disgusting, old, decrepit, crypt-keeping looking mother effer. I am telling me the truth, and I have the evidence to prove it. Dirty Dershowitz insisted Friday. Let's see the evidence then. You keep talking a big game about all this evidence you have, and nobody has seen un gats. We haven't seen any of your evidence. We've heard your words, but words are wind, my friend. And she has not a scintilla of evidence beyond her own word, which is worthless because she has such a long history of lying. All right, full stop, hit the brakes. How are you going to call anybody else a liar, you smarmy-ass old bastard? You are the biggest, most disgusting piece of trash maybe left in this story. You rival Epstein and Maxwell with your disgustingness, in my opinion. You bipedal serpent. You disgustoid. She was a serial liar who does it for money, and she's continuing to do it, and the media has been taken in by her. But the time has come to investigate me and her. I call to the FBI to do that. Hey, newsflash, Dirty Dershowitz, you dumbass bastard. The FBI has been investigating, okay? And your name has most certainly come up. And for you to say the media has been taken in by her? Nobody listened to her for years, 4 years, and it's a direct result of your campaigning, of your going onto these news shows and defaming her and trashing her. And it's no wonder you got sued by her for defamation. You're an unconscionable, disgusting excuse for a human being. Alan, I kept my underpants on. Dershowitz. The documents released late Thursday show that Maxwell and Epstein's The documents released late Thursday show that Maxwell, Epstein's one-time girlfriend, co-conspirator, fellow child abuser, all-around scumbag, was in touch with the convicted sex offender as recently as 2015, despite claiming during a recent bail hearing that she hadn't been in contact with him for more than a decade. In open court, she said this, okay? These are the serpents we're dealing with. If you think that Dirty Dersh is any different from the rest of these fools, you are naive. Dirty Dershowitz is now and always has been a scuzzball, in my opinion. And with the Epstein emails with Ghislaine Maxwell that were in open court, okay? They lied. Oh, our client hasn't had contact with Jeffrey Epstein in a decade. What? Here, what about this email? And that's the thing. That's how you see and how you can tell that they're starting to unravel at the seams, folks. These people who used to have all of their shit on point, everything laser focused, and everything locked and loaded, well, not anymore. The shoe is on the other foot. They're playing the defense, and you see it with people like Dershowitz going on a scorched earth run, trying to destroy Virginia's credibility, trying to get out ahead of what he knows is inevitably coming down the pipe. She, Roberts, explicitly said she saw me once talking to Epstein and did not have sex with me, Dershowitz told Carlson. Her own lawyers admit that she made up stories about prominent people. You know, he keeps saying this. Let's see that proof. You know, you can say whatever you want and it sounds damning, right? Let's see the receipts. Virginia's not the only one that says that you were on those planes or that you were down there, Dirty Dersh. So quit acting like you have nothing to hide here. It is obvious to anyone who's paying attention that you played a gigantic role in Jeffrey Epstein's life, personally and privately. Her own lawyer, David Boies, is on tape saying she's wrong, simply wrong to accuse me, that it was impossible, that I couldn't have been in places she said she saw me. So the evidence that she's lying about me is overwhelming. Okay, show us the receipts. Let us hear it in context. We don't want to hear your words, Dirty Dershowitz. We all know that every time you open your mouth, a lie comes tumbling out, it seems like. So nobody believes you. You have no credibility. I mean, you might have credibility in your echo chambers, your right-wing echo chambers, where you're being lauded as some sort of hero because you defended Donald Trump. But besides that, everybody else in the world thinks you're a dirty, disgusting scumbag. You're being scorned and you're being ostracized by your own people at Martha's Vineyard. The Alaskan Bar Association doesn't want you. The only place that you find refuge now is on disgusting rags like Newsmax. Enjoy your life, Alan. It is just getting started, my underpants-wearing friend. Carlson then pressed Dershowitz on his relationship with Epstein, at one point asking, how did you not know of allegations that the then financier, pedophile, sexually abused girls? This was a doozy here, folks, and to me, this is an obvious lie. Of course I didn't know, Dershowitz answered. I was at his home mostly when I was his lawyer. I was not a close personal friend. He lived his private life very privately. As soon as I found out that he was accused, my relationship with him totally changed. What? You were his lawyer, bro. He went on to say that the charges that Epstein was charged with in Florida, the solicitation charge, blah, 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 they were the only ones that they knew about, as if he didn't have access to all of the reports from the Palm Beach Police Department, from Ryder, and et cetera, et cetera. It is just an absolute lie. a straight-up lie when he says this. Dershowitz also defended his legal work on Epstein's behalf, including his role in securing a 2008 plea agreement with federal prosecutors that allowed Epstein to admit to state prostitution charges in Florida and serve just 13 months in a county jail with work release privileges. And again, it's not his work as a lawyer that I have a problem with. You can be, as a lawyer, it is your job to defend the biggest scumbags on earth, right? I get it. I ain't mad about it. Look, when I say equal justice under the law, I mean that for everybody, even scumbags like Dershowitz. Everybody should have the same treatment, okay? But this is a whole different story. Dershowitz and his friends, his all-star law team, finessed things behind the scenes, and they pushed this plea agreement that is an unheard of kind of plea agreement, by the way, and not only that, had himself named in it. And then he goes on to say on Tucker last night, oh, well, I will unilaterally get rid of any sort of immunity that I might have had from that deal. And Tucker called him out on that as well and saying that he doesn't think that that's something that Dershowitz can just waive. And I'll tell you what, man, Tucker Carlson did a pretty good job last night. We had a very, very strong federal defense, Dershowitz recalled. It doesn't matter how many young women he may have had sex with in Palm Beach. Oh, no, it doesn't, huh? Many young women. They were underage, you sick bastard. I know that your disgusting ass wants to lower the age of consent, but guess what? That is not reality. That is not the law. This is not the 8th century, and you are not going to be able to molest children and abuse little girls at your will's content, okay? It's not going to happen, Dershowitz, no matter how much you opine for it, no matter how much you push for it, okay? Young women, these were little girls, high school age girls, and some 14, 15, 16 years old. Young women, it doesn't matter that he had sex with how many young women? Are you serious right now? That's your defense? That's what you came up with? I'll tell you what, dirty Dershowitz, you better stick to your friendly echo chambers, because if this is any indication of what's coming down the pipe for you, you're in big trouble when you sit down with a journalist who really wants to get to the end of to the bottom of this. In fact, I'd love for you to come on this podcast and explain yourself. The government had to prove that he transported them in interstate commerce, and they couldn't do that. They had a very weak federal case and a very strong state case. The job of the criminal defense lawyers to get the best deal he can do for his client. I did that. I'm proud of it. I will continue to do that. I've done it for 55 years. That's my job. Well, I guess when you're in prison, they always need a jailhouse lawyer, right? So I guess you'll be pretty popular when you join the rest of these scuzzbags in federal prison, Mr. I kept my underpants on, dirty Dershowitz. The absurdity of this man is maddening. The absolute disregard for everything but his own narrative is mind-boggling. And the fact that he thinks any right-thinking individual is going to be swayed by his pedantic and ridiculous arguments is laughable at best. Guess what, dirty Dershowitz? Your time is coming, my friend. The days of you honoring yourself are almost at an end. You and the rest of your friends have gone way too long without answering for what has occurred. And like I said several times, and I'll say it again, you are not above the law. Not you, not Bill Clinton, not Donald Trump, not anybody. And when this investigation turns and you have to sit down under oath and give a statement, let's see just how arrogant you are. Let's see how that hubris serves you. And let's see how much you enjoy the year 2020. Because, my friend, this is the year the predator turns into the prey. If you'd like to contact me, you can do that at bobbycapucci@protonmail.com. That's BOBBYCAPUCCI@protonmail.com. You can also find me on Twitter at BOBBY_CAPUCCI. All right, everybody, you can find the link to the article inside of the description box as well. I'll be back later on, and we'll do it all over again. Enjoy your Saturday, everybody.